Okay, greetings, y'all. This is we're gonna play a prepped video that I've already made for my protection. But I took a risk, and I decided, because I have begged and begged and begged her to tell me the truth because of all the things that she's done behind my back from day one of our marriage. I begged her to tell me what the fuck is going on, as far as I want to hear a confession from her own mouth, right? So, and to give me a context for what I'm dealing with here, because I can have an STD, and am I being targeted, and who is, perpetrating the targeting? Because I just hoped for that. I offered to just completely stop making any videos and take down all videos if she talked to me and tell me the truth and tell me who sent her and hired her to come here to not be a wife, but to pretend to be a wife and to commit this fraud on me. I have offered that over and over and over, and I did not get a positive answer. So I decided that I need a couple more things before I come out all the way with everything else, and I went to go get these things from her directly, and I had to play a role. So I was acting, basically returning a taste of her own medicine back to her to get some data and information and to verify a few things. One being that there is multiple accounts on all manner of different escort service websites, to date, sex-based dating websites that are just for hooking up, to OnlyFans, to you name it. That and that all these accounts are legitimately, and there's definitely ones that have the same name and stuff that are not the individual, right? But most of them that I have looked at, and I'm not saying that all, accounts like this that have a similar name are the individual. I'm saying that there is so many. It's almost like it's almost like a money game, where it's like she's almost like trying to make a monopoly on OnlyFans. Like, she has so many accounts on OnlyFans and so many phone numbers and so many things going on, emails and everything, that she has so many OnlyFans accounts that it's like a monopoly on it. It's like, it's not even fair to the other girls that are doing that shit on there, which I don't agree with in any way. So I had to play a role. And by the way, y'all, pardon the crude language that are in these texts. This is not about unveiling to anybody crude, unbecoming things. It's not about that, okay? It's about, sorry, I'm really tired because I've been through a lot with doing all this, I pretended like I was soliciting, the escort, right? And it worked out. The one that I end up talking to ends up being this name up here, and the pictures I identified as the individual without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, I know the woman I was married to for 5 years. I know her body. I know what she looks like. Period. Okay. And digital effects do not completely work on me, because I know her well enough to where that doesn't fool my situation here. And if it has to come out in court, if there's going to be court, it's going to be subpoenaed. All this stuff is going to be subpoenaed. Okay? And so I've had to go through all kinds of nasty stuff that I don't want to go through, right? To learn what I need to learn, and that's been over the past couple months. This video is to verify that I'm not messing around, and that I did my own police work, okay, to protect myself and to expose this to the world, so that the world of people who have nuclear families can protect their families, their children, and their marriage, and hold it accountable, because you do not want this kind of thing going on in your family. And I believe that it's definitely connected with some sort of or at least akin to like a human trafficking ring or a fucking, you name it, you know what I'm saying? Like something like that, you know. I'm not saying that it is human trafficking. I'm saying that something is running it, and there's too many people in the circle for it to not be like a club, if you know what I'm saying, for lack of better words. This is illegal activity. The whole marriage was illegal as far as her coming to marry me, and the intention of her and what her actions were in general are a fraud in every sense. And you can't do that to people. You cannot completely misrepresent yourself in all ways for an agenda against somebody individually for whatever reason, regardless of the reason. That is unlawful and it's illegal. Okay? Whether it's subversion or whatever it is, right? This was subversion of my life and subversion of my time, a waste of my time. What sane, or I mean, like I've talked about before on this topic, what prostitute who's free in and of herself, can do whatever she wants, she makes lots of money, would want to pretend that she's Christian and come to a different country, supposedly? At this point, I don't even know if she's from Canada. For all I know, she's from fucking America, you know what I'm saying? Or anywhere else. Or Europe. Who knows? Just the whole thing, everything from the very top to the very bottom is a lie. Okay. So, I kind of lost track where I was going, but this shit is unlawful. Period. And then the whole hospital experience and the whole demonic possession thing, which, you know, in a court of law, that might get frowned on about the demonic possession thing. But we have witnesses of this behavior. And it is also filed in the hospital report when I took her to the hospital. And I even told the doctor, I was like, look, I'm not quick to jump to super mystical or spiritual conclusions about everything. You have to try to look at things objectively. But I know what I saw, and I know what happened, and I know the words that came out of that woman's mouth with somebody else's voice. Okay? So, and that's why they want to lighten the look. I'm going to get a little truther topic here for a second. That's why they want to lighten it up with witchcraft and everything in this country. Because they want you to think, oh, it's just innocent people just, you know, using herbs and doing their little spells, but it, you know, it's not nefarious. And on that, in that sense, maybe it's not. But this is why witchcraft is illegal, because that's what this is, as far as what the old world would call what she is doing. Furthermore, there's this absolute, you know, degradation and lack, or pushing the destruction of integrity in nuclear families. All this adultery that this woman has committed, as far as house on the verge of home wrecking everybody. You see what I'm saying? Granted, if the husband got caught. And that's why I have all these phone numbers saved. Not because I'm snooping around, not because I want nobody's business, but because the men or women, I guess even, who have slept with my wife, the wives and spouses of those people that are cheating on them, need to be told that this happened. Because it's, and that's why we need to keep the old world together. I ain't having no new world. I ain't participating in it. Just like that song, the Richmond, north of Richmond, you know what I'm saying? He makes it pretty clear, and that's exactly right. They have turned our culture and world into a piece of shit, basically. And that's subversion. So, you mean to tell me I call for Bill Gates' arrest and all these people's arrests and preach righteousness and truth on YouTube for fucking 8 years, and I'm making affidavits and everything, and then suddenly, after I break up with my girlfriend in Iowa, this woman comes out of nowhere and gets involved in my life and pretends to be my wife. Oh, I know I was going to say earlier, that's what it reminded me of. A free prostitute that can do whatever she wants, right? See? She going to come all the way to America and pretend. And I don't have a bunch of money. I'm not rich. There ain't nothing to gain from it. See what I'm saying? There's nothing to gain from it. So she knows right off the bat it's me. She knows my phone number. So we're talking. And mind you, pardon the cuss words and the crude talk about sex, but I am playing a role here to get information that I need and confirmation on several different things that I need to know for sure. Because she does not show her face in any that I know of her pornographic media, okay? And evidently she is ripping people off, because the whole premise here was to pay her and pretend like I'm broken down and I'm giving in to wickedness and everybody else is. So I just want to enjoy life and have fun, you know. Come over, I'll pay you. We can have the love making we never got to have while we was married, since you robbed me of it. And what else did I say? And we can have fun, basically, and just enjoy our time. I'll smoke a bunch of herb with you. And you can eat my food and hang out for a couple days, and you can leave and never talk to me again. That's what I said. I was like, I just want to enjoy that with you, because we didn't get to. I was trying my best to act as sincere and raw and act like I really felt it as I could. And it worked, okay? Because I got the information I wanted, okay, to prove what I need to prove, like as like the crown of the proof. Okay, well, or part of the crown, at least. So, we talk about all kinds of things. And mind you, here's the other part of the story is, not only does she have multiple of all kinds of different places, websites, where she advertises her services, quote unquote, but she, what was I going to say here? Not only does she have multiple websites like that, but she also has fake escort accounts, okay, that actually rip people off and don't actually service them. They just get the money from them. And that's how she played this thing with me, is she pretended like she wasn't the individual. She pretended like she wasn't my wife, my ex-wife, this damn near the whole conversation. And then finally I'm just like, look, and I'm talking to her the whole time like I know she is, like she's Katie. Or, damn it, I shouldn't have said that. But whatever. The thing is what she's done is unlawful, and it's not going to pass. I'm not having it. And if I say your name accidentally every once in a while, well, you shouldn't have done all this wicked, evil shit to me. And if you want to send somebody to poison me or kill me, I don't know what you're up to, but you told me if I didn't cease and desist that you'd come for me, basically. And then I walk into what you think is your trap, but it's really the other way around. Okay? Because I'm not where you think I am. I am not where I told you I was. And I got a VPN to set it where I said I was. Because I knew you were going to ask for the address, because that's what all of y'all asked for. Even the other scamming escorts. Okay? And they go through Telegram a lot to do this. Okay? And I got proof of that too. Okay? See, I was naive of how this whole escort thing, whether it's a scam or real, even worked. I had no familiarity with it. I've never had an escort. I've never ordered a prostitute. None of that shit. Okay? I've been promiscuous when I was younger. You know, and that was wrong, but I was young and dumb. And I'm just saying, like, I'm not like that. I have made that perfectly clear. I'm very passionate about it. I love having sex, but it's got to be righteous with your wife and only your wife. And the marriage bed's undefiled, and you can do whatever you want with your wife, and that's it. I'm a family man. I want a family, okay? I am not about this stuff, so don't get it twisted, okay? I had to do this to get the information, and now I'm done, because I don't think I'll be able to push it any further, because she's getting really resilient based on this experience I had tonight, to the point to where it made me think she's trying to do something to me specifically, and I don't know what exactly. But it might have to do with herb and somebody telling her something about herb. because I don't live in a quote-unquote legal state. But that's just small fry baloney, okay? Because I'll just write an affidavit that I'm Rastafari, and then I'm not going to have it. I'm not signing no plea agreement. I'm not doing none of that shit. I have the right to use cannabis. End of discussion. Okay? I don't do drugs, period. Okay? I drink herbs. I drink herbal teas and take herbal pills that are legal over the counter, and I smoke cannabis. Okay? Period. So, there's that. But this is getting serious, y'all, because the whole way I was playing because I had this feeling the whole time that she wasn't going to come visit me at all, because my goal was to get her to come here, and I wasn't going to do anything sexual with her whatsoever. I just pretended like I was, and when she got here, I was going to talk to her. I'd be like, look, can we just finally talk? I'm not going to get upset. You just got to talk to me. Tell me the fucking truth from your mouth. I already know the truth, but I need to hear what you got to say for yourself, and what this is all about, in the sense, who ordered it up, why did they order it up, evidently it's because of what I stand for and how hardcore I am, and I won't budge off of it, period. I have shown that over and over again. I'm not perfect, and I sin sometimes, and I'm rough around the edges, and I'm raw, and I'm like a ragamuffin. I came from sin into Jah's marvelous light, and I am very zealous. Okay, that is who I am, period, and I won't budge on it. I was just tempted by all kinds of things in this day, purposely, by demons were tempting me, okay, because I'm doing this stuff, and there has to be some sort of retaliation against me. That's my spiritual belief, that something demonic is at work in this situation, but it doesn't detach from the fact, or it doesn't diminish the fact that what has happened here is unlawful, okay? There is evidently something super wicked going on here, because this is so extreme and so out of hand, that the woman had what seems obvious to be, based on the evidence, fake, legally printed IDs and papers, as far as Social Security, birth certificate, blah, 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 from Canada, right? With her so-called name on it, and her so-called birth date on it. But really, if you look at one of her emails that has a security question, log in, the security question is, and I hope to God I took a picture of that, but either way, we could subpoena the evidence of that in court from Google or whoever it was. But the point is, what I was saying is that, subpoena the evidence of what now? Shit. That's what I get for standing my ground and not sleeping, right? Man, I messed up and forgot what I was saying. That was important. But anyways, I can always look back through it and get my thoughts back and post the next video. But I also have, this is text after text. I show because the whole thing is she's being real stiff on the fact that I got to give her $100 up front or she's not going to come, okay? And I don't use all this mainstream modern tech stuff for money. I just don't do it, okay? And I can't do it. It's not an option, basically. I'm sure there's something out there I could use, but it's not any of this. And at this point, Bitcoin is not what everybody thinks it is. The Fed watches Bitcoin. The Fed made Bitcoin, okay? It's founded on an NSA hash. So don't tell me Bitcoin is a way to do it, because that ain't true either, okay? So I'm not familiar with all this world and how they get paid or anything. It's not my life. It's not what I've been into ever. All this stuff is in here. And I had a couple she was so stiff on the gotta pay her, and I was thinking, dang, I'm your ex-husband, and I just took care of you for 4.25 to 4.75 years, right? Paid for everything for the most part, like 99% of everything I paid for. And you didn't really work that much, and the last 3 years you didn't fucking work damn near at all. Or last 2.5 years, maybe 3, it's about 3 years. You didn't damn near work at all. And I couldn't even get you to cook dinner for me regularly on a, on a nightly basis. And, and I'm paying for everything, and I'm working myself to death going on poison ivy every day. And you're making all this money selling your body, doing sexual witchcraft on me. And when I would want to do it, you would deny me. But I'm glad, because, I'm glad I got to do it with you as little as possible. But, you giving me STDs, and God knows what you've given me. Not to mention that it was all done on purpose. You didn't have the intention to marry me in the first place. It was just an act. And that is got to be one of the most immoral things you could do to somebody. This is harmful behavior. It harmed my life. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to date another woman. I don't know if I can trust anybody around me, because she made connections as far as sexual with so many people around me. There's a few people I know for sure have not participated or have had no idea. But there is people that are good friends of mine that live on the same property as some of the people that that did this with her, all over the place, not just one property, all over the place. And I don't feel comfortable being around what I considered to be some of my friends before, because she has slept with almost everybody that I had any respect for, it seems, or any kind of relationship with as a friend. Or bosses, or all kinds of shit, And none of these people ever stopped to think, maybe we should tell Araya about this, unless she told them that I was some cuckold that once heard to do that or some shit. I don't know. The thing is this shit was going on from day one forward. It was going on before day one forward, and I'm not standing for it. Period. This is subversiveness to the highest degree. And so we hashed this out for 3 days, because the first few forms of payment I chose to use would not work. And I knew it wasn't working also with her other fake escort accounts that are not actually pictures of her. She's putting up pictures of other girls. And she thinks she's pulling one over on me, because she's pretending to be these other girls that talk to me. And I play along and say, yeah, baby, we'll meet up and I'll give you this money. And the whole point is that I'm trying to document how the prostitution industry works, at least in America, as far as I know, and how you need to watch for it, and how it needs to be reported to the authorities where prostitution is illegal. I don't care if it's calling it escorts or sex workers or not. It's illegal in a lot of places in America. And it's unlawful, period. Regardless of legality, it's unlawful and wicked. But Facebook is facilitating a lot of this. Instagram, all that stuff. Just like Memory Hold proves in his videos that these social media networks are facilitating, purposefully granting immunity towards anything to do with debauchery and sexual inversions and perversions. And I'm not judging anybody what they like to do in the bedroom. That's not the point. The point is, this is an overt sexualization of culture, and I guarantee you there's more hookers or prostitutes, sex workers now than there may have ever been, based on what I've been looking at the last couple months. So that being said, she is on another level, and to go to this extreme with the fake papers, like the fake ID, fake birth certificate. And it's not to say that it's fake, because it looks as real as it gets. It's the real shit. But when you're an agent, you get perks, like you can get your shit printed to be an actor, to be that act that you're playing, that person, while your real ID and stuff is safely put away somewhere away from where the role will be played. Okay. And everything's presented falsely. But I gotta stop this video now, I think, and post it as soon as I can. I got some other clips to post as soon as possible, but this we will go through for documentation's sake. We will go through these texts, okay, and like one by one to explain how it all worked out. I end up being able to give her $100 a different way, a different avenue, through somebody else helping me pay with Cash App on their phone, and then I gave them $100 cash, right? So that's how I got it, and then she asked for my address, right? And I told her the address. I told her an address that's incorrect. That is a place where I used to live. She doesn't even know that I moved, and then I have a rental, okay, for right now. And I barely even live in the same town, okay, or have the same job. I do interact with the people I used to work for, but yeah. So she didn't know that this was all planned ahead of time by me to get information and to see what exactly is going on here and how this happens. Because Facebook needs to be held accountable. All these social media apps need to be, companies need to be held accountable. You cannot facilitate and allow and be partial for sex workers in states where it's still unlawful and illegal in all different ways. These kinds of, and it doesn't mean we need biometric scanning of everybody. It means it needs to start meaning righteousness is righteousness and wickedness is wickedness. I'm not going to sit here and argue about whether prostitution should be legal or not, because that's just not, to me, it's like, that's not even a question, okay? What needs to happen is stop sexual repression, but don't fall into the hypersexualization. It almost could rhyme and maybe be a rap song. Don't mess with sexual repression, but also don't fuck with hypersexualization. You gotta have balance. The marriage bed is undefiled. Do whatever you want with your girl in the marriage bed. Period. All this other bullshit, nope. Period. Okay. So I get her paid, and then I say, you know, are you on your way? I give her an hour and a half to get here because she supposedly is in America, based on the escort date and what it said the location was. The area she would service was in a Midwest state, right? And she, for all I know, she never went back to Canada, and she's an American, and she works for some intelligence agency in America rather than Canada. I don't know yet, because there's been purposeful misleading led the entire way, as in everything was a lie, everything from the beginning to the end, and she was a A+ actor, as in she probably deserves an Oscar. But towards the end, it becomes so obvious that this woman is narcissistically abusing me while accusing me of narcissism when I pay for everything, our entire marriage, damn near 99%, and she cheats on me from day one to the end with my friends, coworkers, and bosses, and everything, right? And I'm the narcissist, and she hid everything from me. Okay, this is not regular adultery. This is not regular prostitution. This is coupled with, because there's this whole demonic thing that happened, and then the hospital, and all the coincidences that are strange at the hospital. And New World Order to Fire, which is her channel name, which we used to do that together, she even said that there was a lady in the hospital when I took her there that follows her, quote unquote, basically, rough quote, that follows her from hospital to hospital. And I think I remember her saying that she works for Bell, the company. Okay, I remember New World Order to Fire saying that. And she told me that while she was in the hospital when I went to visit her. And she talked about it after she got out of the hospital. Said that this woman was at the hospital in Canada when she had to go to the hospital for quote unquote losing her mind, which she tells everybody was a spiritual experience. Yeah, it was a spiritual experience, but it was a demonic possession. And she likes to play in front that she's a Bible believing Christian and with me / Rasta. But she actually, guys, and I got evidence of this, she's the exact opposite. She's into this new age shit. She's into devilry. Like, if you see the recommendations based on what she liked and wanted on her Facebook posts of the Facebook accounts that were left on my phone, which is my phone, and we shared everything. So you left the shit on my phone. I didn't hack any of your stuff. I was bluffing when I said I hacked it. I just got into it because it was right there, ready to open. Okay? You left too many cookies. Anyways, oh man, I hate when I trail off on a different topic because I'm tired because I keep forgetting where I was going. Anyways, I better just quit where I'm at. God bless y'all. In the name of Yahshua Messiah. I'm posting this. I got tons more to post. I'm going to be posting machine right now.